I have a dream, just words. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, just words. We have nothing to fear but fear itself, just words.
I had this realization the other day while I was journaling that over the past year or so, my word choice has shifted. And while this shift has been super subtle, to the point of being almost unnoticeable to anyone who doesn't have to read my writing or hear my thoughts every day, which fortunately enough is everyone but me. The shift in my mindset has been anything but subtle. More often than not, our word choice is an afterthought. After all, we tend to operate on autopilot when we're speaking. The words flowing out of our mouth as naturally and instinctively as the human breath. But if you listen to any great speech, one in which the audience hangs on to every word the speaker is saying, and you observe the speaker's word choice, you'll soon realize that each word, especially those infamous one-liners, is meticulously selected and curated. And if you don't believe me, then take it from some of the greats.
With 3 words that will ring from coast to coast, from sea to shining sea. Yes, we can. Thank you, New Hampshire.
By changing a single word, the message and sentiment is completely changed. Yes, we might feels a lot less reassuring than yes, we can. Because if we can, we will. But if we might, there's a chance we might not.
But I had no choice.
We always have a choice.
We sometimes have a choice feels way more lukewarm or milquetoast than inspiring. Because if we only have a choice in certain circumstances, then we shift ownership of our decision making and therefore our lives to someone or something else. And if there's one thing that each of us should have full accountability and ownership over, it's our own lives, our own dreams, our own destinies. When I was working my first job out of college in investment banking, I felt confined to a singular life path, one that had all the steps neatly laid out for me, sort of like one of those how to draw guides you see on the internet. I felt anything but ownership, anything but accountability for my life and the direction it was headed. Apart from maybe which color button-up I'd wear to work that day. And this lack of ownership, this lack of accountability, it permeated throughout my life. And it would show in how I would think and how I would speak.
I really am a corporate slave right now.
But during the period leading up to my decision to quit, and even the period thereafter, as I floated in uncertainty, unemployed, how I spoke and how I thought began to change. And while the changes in my word choice might seem insignificant, minuscule even, they're ultimately a reflection of the mental shifts I had to undergo over an extended period of time in order to muster the courage and to find the perspective to be able to make these sort of decisions. To be able to, for once in my life, take ownership and accountability of my own life, my own dreams, my own destiny. The first shift I noticed was that I began to use the word aspire instead of try.
By definition, to aspire is to long, aim, or seek ambitiously. Be eagerly desirous of something great or of high value. Ambition, eagerness, great, high value. All words that perfectly embody how I feel about the path I've chosen and life I've designed for myself. And quite honestly, the last words I would have used to describe the path I was on and the life I was living before. And the thing is, I'm not trying to do any of this. For to try is to make an attempt or effort. And an attempt or effort would imply that the door is cracked open, even if ever so slightly, for the possibility of failure, of giving anything less than 100%. And when it comes to actualizing my dreams, to living my life with intention, I do not intend to fail. I will not give anything less than 100%. And that's a hill I'll die on. Because to me, a life without dreaming, a life without purpose, is a life not worth living. In a similar capacity, I began to use the word believe instead of think. By definition, to believe is to have a firm conviction as to the goodness, efficacy, or ability of something. When you have a firm conviction in your beliefs, they're deeply ingrained in who you are at your core and are ultimately reflected through the decisions you make and the actions you intentionally take on a day-to-day basis. Whereas to think is to merely have a view or opinion. And as we all know, thoughts are fleeting, spontaneous, oftentimes uncontrollable. You be thinking about the meaning of life and contemplating your existence in one moment, and the next thinking about how your Chipotle order was a little light on the meat side. When it comes to my ability to actualize my dreams, to live life with intention, I don't merely think I can be successful. I have firm conviction and believe that I will be. Why? Because I've already done so. I've already demonstrated a proven ability to turn words spoken and written on paper into reality. A proven ability to take ownership and accountability for my own life, my own dreams, my own destiny. And above all, I've already overcome the most challenging obstacle in life there is: myself.
So here's my challenge to you. For a day, or better yet, a week, carefully observe your word choice and the types of thoughts you're having on a regular basis. How are you talking to yourself? How are you talking to and thinking about others? It's also super beneficial to physically record everything somewhere, whether it's a journal, piece of paper, or even the Notes app on your phone. Just having all your thoughts and ramblings in one location, because we've all been there where we say we're going to remember something and then moments later we forget and we move on to the next thought. By having everything in one location, you're able to reflect back on your day, your week, and begin to identify ways in which you might, or should I say, can, reframe your word choice, and the process of doing so, reframe your perspective. Well, the old saying goes, actions speak louder than words. Your words speak pretty damn loud too. As Gandhi stated, your beliefs become your thoughts become your words become your actions become your habits become your values become your destiny. Ultimately, your words are a reflection of who you are and who you might, or should I say, can become. So choose your words wisely. They matter a lot more than you think. Or should I say, a lot more than you believe.
Because the American people want to believe in change again, don't tell me words don't matter.